Hi Jay, it's Dave from Optimal Resume. I wanted to give you this video that I promised you today, and again I apologize for views it kind of conking out during the demo today, but they have that already fixed, so it was something on their end as I tried to make clear. I wanted to first begin by just looking at this from the student perspective, ResumeGPS. When a student is on their, in their account, joining this program is really simple. If they have a resume that's completed or if they've uploaded one here into their account, simply by clicking on this GPS button, there's a single checkbox where they opt in to join the program. When they do opt in, if they want to hide their contact info, that's very easy. You'll see here another checkbox here, which I've previously clicked, basically indicates that the user wants to hide their contact information. So there are some additional profile fields here they can filter out. Most of that is defaulted in right from their account information to facilitate employer searching. Right now, to kind of what happens, where do employers go right now to search these resumes? We discussed the current hub for employer searching resumes. That's at optimalresume.com/employers. Here we validate the employers, then they can begin searching. As I demonstrated to you earlier today, that they can select the schools that they want to filter on. There's more than 220 universities in this program, all different kinds of schools from Ivy League schools to community college, so a really nice mixture. And what I wanted to point out too is that you'll see that we have, before the employer basically buys access on the hub here, this is essentially all candidate information is hidden. That if they click on a candidate's, all candidate, they can't see names, they can't see contact information until they go through a subsequent validation step, which is where they actually pull out their credit card and purchase either resume books or what we call candidate screening access. And I talked about why the business model for this program is so good, because it really minimizes employer financial risk, because they can see actual documents, search and look at actual resumes before they make an investment. Then we also present them with a very low small incremental options where they can kind of minimize their investment, so this is kind of the resume book pricing on the hub. And then you also have kind of the candidate screening access, which gives the employer, and I'll review this in a second, the ability to basically virtually screen candidates through two methodologies. There is a 50-50 revenue share, so and if Texas Tech is on this site, it definitely would provide the potential for a new income stream for the Career Center, which is a nice kind of a reason to participate in this program as well. So it is a unique hub offering. We think that we anticipate that for early candidate screening, for online resume sourcing and screening, that this site is definitely unique, and there will be growing employer interest as the size of the database grows. I also kind of talk with you about, so this is kind of the hub where employers would search at all schools. The other option here, as we discussed, is a university branded resume GPS portal. This would be a link that we could give the Career Center. You could put this on your career services website, where employers would only be searching on Texas Tech students. You could also put this behind your existing employer portal, or send this to employers at this link to employers who request it, or who you want to give access. There are different options on the table. And the issue of what do employers have to pay on the university branded portal, that's another discussion where basically you would have to decide whether you want some, all, do any employers get free access? If so, there would be a fee the school would pick up to provide that free access, and we have kind of a sliding scale. But I think again the benefits of a university branded option is that it is driving traffic through your existing portal to your existing sites. And again, when employers who have access to this can filter the database, isolate the resumes or the candidates that they're interested in, and then again, what's really unique about this, I think, there's a rating piece, there's the ability to keep notes on the candidates they find, the ability to message with candidates to their email or right to their Optimal Resume account. I think these two functions, I wanted to give you an idea of how this works. Employers, if they want to basically have a standard screening interview to ask candidates they locate here, they can create it very easily here. And then this is an example of when the employer receives a response. I just did this to kind of let you see this, where basically the employer can kind of go through the questions they've, I didn't respond to these myself, but you can see that basically it's a nice way for the employer to kind of go through and see how candidates would respond to their initial screening questions. And so that's kind of that one function. Then the other function, which is perhaps more interesting, is the video conferencing option. And I'm going to pause here for a second because I'm going to turn off my I'm going to make just one adjustment to this desktop video, and I'll be right back. So I just had to pause there for a second to stop recording myself so that my webcam could detect the video conferencing. And this final option, basically, the employer puts in a date and a time to schedule a video conference. Now, in this case, I've already set that video conference up, which is just to kind of save some time. But the idea is that this video conferencing functionality is based right in the browser. You know, Skype is out there, but the problem is it has to be installed on both ends. The event has to be coordinated at a certain date and time, and that scheduling piece this kind of gets around that whole scheduling piece and the fact that it's kind of built right into the browser. And I think I showed you this morning, but basically all the employer does is open it up at the correct time, allows access to their camera, and then of course I can't show this from the student, but the student would join basically right here, and it does have built-in chat. And so I think this is a very nice kind of screening tool. As you can imagine, you not only get to look at resumes, you don't have to pick up the phone, you can have an actual video conference right here, which is very convenient. And there's no time limit, and this is all Flash-based, and 99.7% of computers have Flash. Once the student has the most recent version of Flash, which is 10.1 right now, they can execute this from their dorm room anywhere there's a quiet, professional place to do it. So, you know, again, I think the benefit is that we're giving employers the ability to both look at candidates and you know, have a conversation with them. The last thing I would say is that, and one option I talked to you about briefly, I think, was, and forgive me, I have lots of these conversations, is the idea of interactive resume books. It's not really part of the ResumeGPS program, but with this option, if you all get a request from an employer where basically they say, give me your top 5 or 6 candidates in a certain field, career counselors can go onto our current administrative system, select the candidates and the resumes that they want to put in a book. This will generate a link, a unique link for each employer with the resumes that they requested that would also include this kind of screening toolbar. So employers who receive that link can look at these resumes and also engage candidates in a video interviewing process. So it's really extending you know, what a resume book can do. So Jay, again, I apologize about the technical difficulty with ViewSit. It's fixed, and we hope that you all are interested. I'd be happy to do another demo to kind of show you the robustness of the software. And thanks again so much for taking the time to evaluate this new option. Have a good day. Bye-bye.